Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Moon versus Lin. This game taking place here on Last Refuge. Over here on the top right hand side of the map, we have Lin spawning as the blue orc. On the bottom left hand side, we have Moon spawning as, well, the red night elf. Night elf versus orc in this 1v1 matchup should be a great matchup nonetheless, as things are already getting underway, and we'll figure out what particular heroes and what particular strategies these players will be going. Now, because it is Moon, I am not going to try and predict what is going to be going down in this matchup because, well, it's so difficult. Moon, known as the fifth race sometimes, or he used to be known as the fifth race, playing very unorthodox strategies up against his opponent. By using very unorthodox strategies, strange things can happen as he tries to make these particular movements out and about the field. We are going to be going for a Keeper of the Grove first, and that should be your first indication that, well, Moon is not going to be playing a straight-up game. Keeper of the Grove is very powerful in an early matchup, but he is also very fragile. Keeper of the Grove able to entangle units and then follow up with a handful of attacks, and that's often enough to deal and kill those early grunts. Because grunts are, well, supply intensive, cost more gold, if you're able to take down an early grunt as opposed to, say, an archer, ghoul, or footman, well, it actually does set your opponent back just a little bit further. We are going to be looking at an archer and an ancient of war clearing out this 3-3-3 creep camp ogre warrior in that front line position. Ancient of War trying to deal a little bit of damage as well. You can see a couple of quick ensnares there. Keeper of the Grove needs to make its way out and finally makes its way out as the Keeper of the Grove will be picking up those gloves of haste. Meanwhile, at the other end of the map, we have the untraditional Farseer as well. So it is going to be a Farseer going up against a Keeper of the Grove. Very early Reign of Chaos stage strategies as the Keeper of the Grove, well, during the early stages of Reign of Chaos, the Blade Master's Windwalk didn't actually pass through units. That was the reason why the Farseer was perhaps the much more favorable unit here, as the Keeper of the Grove is not going to be able to get, well, nearly as much damage out. What is the Keeper of the Grove looking to do? Keeper of the Grove now simply just going to try and run away, taking a fair bit of damage from that Farseer. But the Keeper of the Grove, is he just going to be able to, yes, entangle a unit? That 250 hit point peon, it is going to get lower on life, but I don't believe he will get taken down. Maybe one or actually, no, 4 or 5 shots would be enough to actually finish it off, as the Farseer now trying to back away. Meanwhile, the Spirit Wolf, getting finished off. Finishing off that wisp right there, so a little bit more experience for the Farseer as well. Nicely done, as the Keeper of the Grove now retreating back home, regenerating a little bit of hit points and a bit of mana as well. Alright, gonna go ahead and come across, see that the Spirit Wolves are already coming up the ramp here. Let's take a look. There are a handful of archers all here, ready to go. 3 archers. There's the Keeper of the Grove, making sure to try and finish off a little bit of that damage there as the Spirit Wolves are trying to get away. Alright, there's an entangle onto the wolf right there. Archers are gonna get no, don't get the finish off there. Keeper of the Grove denied experience, and all it cost was 75 mana. Back off to the north here. Let's take a look. Where is that lower hit point peon? Oh, the lower hit point peon is hiding in the orc burrow. Does not want to come out to play, as the Farseer correctly guesses that there are a bunch of shadow melted archers right there, and he does not want to come out either. Archer is here. Let's take a look. Ancient of War is rooted, training up more units. We are teching the tier 2. Meanwhile, at the other side, we are still sitting at... Is that tier 1? No, Bestiary and the additional hero already coming out. We are at tier 2 already, as the archer needs to get away. Is it going to be able to get away? That is the big question, as the low hit point archer down to 7 hit points ends up surviving. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove has done the majority of its damage already with a big entangle. There goes, we're going to see a detonation. We could perhaps see a detonation right there. Yes, finishing off those 2 Spirit Wolves, saving an archer, as the Farseer now needs to back up as well. Farseer down to 130 hit points. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 2. It looks as though it did not get Thorn's Aura, which comes as a bit of a shocker to me since Thorn's Aura is so, well, effective against Orc players who rarely go for any sort of range unit. Grunts and Raiders are mainly the type of units that you'll be looking at here, and being able to reflect at even 10% of that damage back does start to add up over time. A new Ancient of Wonders being built in the front line here. There goes all of these units here. It looks as though the Archer will get taken down. Is he going to perhaps get denied? No, it is not. You see an Entangle now onto the Grunt here as the Spirit of Wonders is going to get canceled out. All right, a lot of damage being absorbed by that Grunt. Is the Grunt going to end up surviving? Yes, he will. He does end up surviving. The Wisp actually hexed into a frog off over here as we are now getting in another Ancient of Wonders. All right, damage is trying to be pressed right here. Naga Sea Witch, Keeper of the Grove. You can take a look what that frontline units. The Spirit Wolves are only the really frontline units here. The Keeper of the Grove, it has a large amount of mana and should be able to shut down Grunts, which are the main backbone of this army. There's a big detonation once more as we are also looking at, Scroll of Speed being used to try and get a surround onto that Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove down to 60 mana. Ancient of Wonders taking far too much damage again. Are we going to see another Entangle? Not for a little bit of time as the Ents are trying to fight back this army. All right, Peons joining in on the fight. Grunt, chasing after some units. Cold Arrows causing some problems as well, as the Keeper of the Grove should be able to get off another Entangle here in just a moment. One Entangle would reduce the amount of damage that Keeper of the Grove is taking. Meanwhile, back up onto the high ground, another Ancient of War trying to be added in. All right, Keeper of the Grove has the mana. Is it going to be able to get the mana or the Entangle down? There goes another cancellation again. But the Peons and all of that is just constantly going after those Ancient of Wonders, which, are just going to be rebuilt again. Those Ents doing a little bit of chasing. How much damage can they really do? Keeper of the Grove, Ents are all in position. Let's take a look at it. Absorbing some of that damage. There you go. Some repairs now getting underway. Keeper of the Grove has to be very careful, though, as Raiders now joining in onto the fight. All right, let's take a look at this. This one Orc Burrow down to 97 hit points, down to 6 hit points. There it goes. One now taken down as more Raiders are still being added. Farseer about to make its way back out. Ancient of Wonders, about halfway done. Needs to get a lot of healing. Perhaps a Moonstone would be useful as we are sitting at 39 over 30 supply for the Orc player. Farseer going to be trying to rush on in from the top. Ancient of War trying to be added. There's some detonations to try and finish off some of those Spirit Wolves as a Scroll of Speed already being used, but being used a little bit too early as one Grunt going to get taken out. Another Entangle goes down. Naga Sea Witch still in that front line position. What is happening as the Naga Sea Witch now gets up to level 2? Naga Sea Witch trying to fight back against all of these units here. Grunt now taking a lot more damage as Cold Arrows make it very difficult for that unit to try and get away. Grunt going to get taken down, most likely down to 36 hit points, and there it goes. Archers are trying to pull back here as well. 38 supply as a Scroll of Town Portal now being used by Moon in order to get away. Moon will be able to teleport back. And I know it is rather confusing. I believe Moon is actually red in the names up top, even though it is only partial characters. And then, blue is Lin. All right, let's take a look at this. Farseer and that Shadow Hunter both sitting at level 1. No one yet at level 2. Ogre Warriors will get taken out. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove is already at 3. The Naga Sea Witch is already at level 2. So that is, in fact, a big advantage in terms of damage. Those heroes with higher abilities, if that Keeper of the Grove gets to level, gets more and just higher up on level, he will end up having more mana. And getting a Wand of Mana Stealing also incredibly helpful, as that, Keeper of the Grove ends up losing mana rather quickly. Back off to the north here, Ancient of Wonders trying to be added again. Keeper of the Grove is now making its way over to try and focus down all of these Ogre Warriors here. Once again, we see an army of Ents being brought forward. They are absorbing a large amount of damage while dishing out some of that damage as well, as the Keeper of the Grove still has that Wand of Mana Stealing. Is it going to be enough? And I'm not quite sure what is that? A Potion of Invulnerability? Yeah, it's a Potion of Invulnerability right there, as the Raiders are now coming in from the back to try and take down the Ancient of Wonders. Ancient of Wonders could get taken down. There goes one Spirit Wolf. Another Spirit Wolf. Oh, just barely saved right there, but the Raiders could end up falling rather fast. Grunts chasing after low hit point archers. There goes one archer. There goes the Grunt, though, so not a very good trade at all. Keeper of the Grove could pick up the Tome of Agility. Naga Sea Witch could pick up the Tome of Agility, but no one decides to read in the middle of a battle. Well, perhaps the Shadow Hunter will pick it up, get a little bit more armor, and feel that much better. No, simply going to ignore it as well, as it forgets. Oh, Keeper of the Grove, Wanda mana stealing, steals a bit of mana, and now going back the other way. All right, Naga Sea Witch in the midst of this Orc army. Let's take a look back across over here. Tome of Agility has been picked up. Double Scrolls of Healing. Is that Keeper of the Grove going to be able to make its way through, or is it just going to get caught in the wrong position? More damage being added again as the archers and the Naga Sea Witch acting as reinforcements once more. There goes one archer off of an ensnare. 44 supply or 42 compared to 35 right now. Another entangle onto a Grunt. That poor Grunt just standing there getting pelted slowly but surely, as it could get taken down here. Nope, not taken down. That Grunt down to 96 hit points. Lives to fight another day, but the Raider not so lucky. Keeper of the Grove gets another ensnare onto a different Raider, and it looks like it could get taken out again. Low hit point Grunt joining in on the front lines. Not a good spot for it to be, as the Scroll of Healing is used to try and save a couple of those archers. Scroll of Protection also used as well. A couple of detonations. Archer on the move. Is it going to be able to get away? No, it is not. But at what cost, as a lot of Grunts are still getting taken down. Lin in serious trouble here, but Moon also losing a good number of units. Only a 6 supply discrepancy between these two armies, as we're looking at a level 2 Farseer trying to go up against a level 4 Keeper of the Grove. Level 4 Keeper of the Grove, obviously much higher in strength, as that Shadow Hunter now tries to get back. Farseer still pushing in damage, as we are going to see the Shadow Hunter now taken down. I think this is slowly but surely going to be Moon's game, as Lin, does not have very much going on. Grunts trying to get away. Well, are the Grunts going to be able to finish a handful of these archers off? That could be the big issue, as the peons are also getting taken down. Raiders going to join in on the fight. There you go. There's an ensnare onto some of those units, as the Naga Sea Witch and the Keeper of the Grove look to finish off a low hit point Grunt. Low hit point Grunt finally taken down, but the archer is taken down as well, giving level 3 to the Farseer, which gives level 2 Spirit Wolves. And is that going to be enough to try and perhaps shift things the other way? If those critical strike normal attacks, if they end up landing very often, that damage gets rather high rather quickly, just because of the armor types and the critical strikes. There goes another right there, as the Farseer's Spirit Wolf tries to head back once more. 36 supply compared to 24. Grunts getting healed back up. Raiders getting trained. Shadow Hunter still sitting at level 1. All we're really taking a look at is the Keeper of the Grove and the Naga Sea Witch, both sitting at level 4 in a fine position. Ancient of Wonders being built all the way off over here. Perhaps some moonstones want to be purchased, but it is going to take quite some time before that building is now done. Meanwhile, back across here, we are, I believe, at Tree of Ages. No Tree of Eternity as of yet, as we're still looking at all of these archers making their way back around. Off to the north, Farseer sitting at level 3. Ogre Magi going to get taken off. There it goes. And the Farseer is still sitting at 3. Shadow Hunter sitting at 2. So it's a 3-2 versus a 4-4. And when your first hero, your primary hero, is behind on level than your opponent's secondary hero, that is a lot of ground to try and cover. All right, let's take a look. Rock Golem will get taken down. Farseer should, stay solid at level 3. Shadow Hunter could get to level 3. And 3-3 compared to 4-4, although the difference is substantial, not as big of a difference than say 2-2 versus 3-3, as getting a level 2 healing wave or getting level 2 Spirit Wolves has a much larger impact than just the level 1 variety. All right, let's take a look at this. Murlocs trying to make their way over. Meanwhile, back down to the south, Keeper of the Grove finishing things up nicely. That is a rather large piercing army. Keeper of the Grove now seen at level 5, has use of a Clarity Potion. Naga Sea Witch not too far behind. Is it going to pick up a Clarity Potion? No, it is not, as we have one Wisp on the high ground outside the main base.
We're under attack.
Lin going to be in serious trouble here as Healing Wave goes down. I still don't see any Spirit Link, as of yet. Raiders are still getting added as we're looking at a big fight here. All right, there goes some more Wisp. Keeper of the Grove bringing up an army of Ents as well. This could turn the tide of the battle as the Keeper of the Grove is looking to just put pressure with all of this army. Keeper of the Grove continuing that push, 335 hit points. All right, there you go. More damage being added. The Keeper of the Grove does in fact have, well, he is currently using a Clarity Potion. Finally comes to an end as the Peon now makes its way over, but the damage may already be enough. All right, Ents now getting taken down. Archers trying to focus down some of those Grunts or perhaps some of those Raiders. The Grunts are easier targets since they do take full damage based on armor type as opposed to the medium damage of those Raiders and even this Forest Troll Berserker. Archers being beautifully microed here. There goes another Grunt. Scroll of Healing a little bit late as Lin unable to save a low hit point Grunt right there. Low hit point Grunt followed by, well, some micro, all that it really needs in order to keep your units alive, but that just doesn't seem to be the case here. Grunts need to back off. Naga Sea Witch, well, the fake ones are absorbing a lot of damage and they do need to get taken out as they are still a distraction, but that will end up being the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.